One Reaction with Levy, and welcome back to the Daily One Reaction here on Tuesday, June 8th. Last night we had two NBA games. Let's break them down. Nets, Bucks. I had the Bucks winning that game, and I was completely wrong. The Bucks came out and did not play too well. Nets crushed them, won by 30, and wow, what a great performance. I mean, you talk about if James Harden is out and the role players play like this, I don't think any team in the NBA, let alone the Milwaukee Bucks, have a shot at them. I mean, Bruce Brown, Mike James, both putting up double figures. Shamet with 9, 3 for 5 from 3. I mean, how do you stop this team? Joe Harris hitting threes with around Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I don't know how you stop them. And all of a sudden, Blake Griffin looks terrific as well. So there's a lot of things. And you look at this Nets team, they're so well built. If they can shoot like this, you got the attackers in Durant and Kyrie, and then Harden will facilitate when he comes back. It's a very tough team to beat, and I think without James Harden, they would be probably winning the championship as of now. And for the Bucks, you need your role players. If there's any way to get back into this series, it's through the role players, it's through shooting, and it's through the offensive glass, which is the weakness, but not really because Blake Griffin has held that down. But you got to attack Griffin with Lopez and Giannis. It's going to be very hard for Milwaukee to win for these next 5. I like the Nets now to win probably in 5. They're just so much better. Nuggets, Suns, Chris Paul comes back. Shoulder doesn't seem like an issue at 21 and 11. Huge third quarter that ultimately wins them the game. This team is just so balanced. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, Jay Crowder. They are just loaded on every spot of the floor. They got their bench rolling. This team is very good, and I think it's going to be very tough for the Nuggets. I just don't think they have enough weapons right now, and that defense did not hold up. You got to feed Jokic and hope you get some 3 balls from Porter and Aaron Gordon. So tonight, we got 2 more games, 76ers and the Hawks. Let's go through my 3 keys for each team to win, and for Atlanta, it's all about Trae Young. Feed him early and often, get him the mismatches he needs, and then once they trap, Young needs to continue to make good decisions and rely on his teammates to hit big shots. So that my second key is they got to hit big shots. DeAndre Hunter is back. I think that adds another dimension that wasn't in Game 1 for Atlanta. Atlanta is very good. They're very well built, and it runs and goes through Trae Young. And then the third thing is just foul Simmons once you're in crunch time. I think you have to force this team to make free throws. If they did in last game, they would have won the game. So you got to continue to force them to take free throws. For Philadelphia, I think it's about putting Mason Thybulle on Trae Young. You got to cut off the head of the dragon, head off the beast. If you cut off Trae Young, then there's no one that can create beside him. Besides maybe DeAndre Hunter and Bogdanovich. Cut him off when you can. He's the most usage guy. Force him into tough shots, tough situations. Force him into those turnovers that he's used to committing. He's still 21. This is a very young team. Put Thybulle, ramp up that defensive pressure like you did in the second half. Make your free throws too. That's number 2. If they did, they probably would have won Game 1. And number 3, use size. I think Embiid, get Capella roughed up a bit. And I think that could kind of work to their advantage. Get him in foul trouble. They don't have much depth behind him. They got the rookie, so I think Embiid would take big advantage. So I would really rough up Capella. And prediction, in this game, if Philadelphia uses their personnel correctly, you put Thybulle on Young, you Simmons on Young, stop Trae Young, cut off the head. I like them to win by 10 plus at home. I really do. I think they're a better team. It's going to be all about the defense. Much of what we saw in the second half needs to apply here in Game 2. Jazz Clippers, 3 keys for both squads. Here we go. LA, it's about taking advantage of No Conley, get Reggie Jackson going. 2, put PG / Kawhi and Mitchell. I think that's a very key point. And then contain Gobert inside. You have to contain Gobert inside because he's just so tough, and they never faced that in Dallas. So I think you have to. I don't know if the small ball lineup will work, but you got to figure out how to contain Rudy Gobert or use him against him. So get him out of the paint, get him out contesting threes, and then you can kind of attack with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And for Utah, I think it's all about hitting your big shots. No Mike Conley will make it more difficult to get those shots up, but you got to still hit them. 2, it's all about Rudy Gobert as well. They don't have a real big presence if they go smaller. They have Zubac with Gobert will dominate. I like Gobert. Get him going. And then 3, it's all about containing Kawhi and PG. That's probably their weakness for Utah in the wings. Contain Kawhi and PG. I think my prediction in this one, no Conley will make it very tough. I do think Utah will have the advantage. I think it'll be very tight in terms of home crowd, altitude, rest, but no Mike Conley. I think it's very tough. Very tough to get Mitchell going and him creating for everyone else. I think LA will use Rudy Gobert against him, against himself. I like LA to kind of take advantage of their wings with Kawhi and PG. I don't think they want to go down 2-0 again. They're in the flow of things. Utah's got a little bit of rest. I think LA has a big first half and squeaks by Utah. Let's go to the NHL. Isle squeaked by Boston last night, 5-4. They have a chance to close it out in Game 6. Montreal sweeps Winnipeg behind Tyler Toffoli's goal. That series is all but over. Tonight, we got Tampa Bay. Can they close it out against Carolina, 6:30, NBCSN? Then you got Vegas and Colorado. I think it's a huge Game 5. Vegas is down in 3 of the past 4 games, last 3 games. I mean, Colorado in this spot at home, Game 5. They know it's a big one. I think it's a very big one. I think it's a must-win, basically, for Colorado, because I expect Vegas to have another strong showing at home in Game 6. So I think very big game for Colorado tonight. So, one reaction with Levy, the daily one reaction here.